We got the brand new Nintendo Switch 2 early, so let's unbox it together. Here's the Switch 2 Joy-Con.
Wow, it's so big.
That's big.
Yeah, it's big.
Would you say that it is the sufficient length, girth, and size?
I think for yes, yeah, it would definitely get the job done.
So this bad boy is supposed to be launched in the Philippines and other parts of Southeast Asia on June 26, but we got this guy yesterday. And we couldn't jump to it because we were busy playing the Final Fantasy X MTG collaboration PR events. Yeah, that was kind of a priority because we love Final Fantasy, but today we're talking Nintendo. Fun fact, the first version of the Nintendo Switch was the first thing I bought with my hard-earned cash when I got a job after graduating college. The version we got came with Mario Kart. That's right, the brand new Mario Kart. There's so much hype because it's been almost a decade since the last one. And GameXtreme hooked me up, and you can get your own for 35,490 pesos. Let's unbox this. We're gonna see the meat for the main course. Let's open it up. We got the code for Mario Kart World. A Nintendo branded HDMI cable, just like the original Switch. I still have mine from the original Switch actually. It's nice that they gave us one. The accessories for the Joy-Cons. Now you can see that the Joy-Con grip comes with the assigned colors. You see this? Inside you got red and blue. This isn't the charging grip, so you can't really charge your Joy-Cons with this, but it's nice that we have good ergonomics in case you want to play solo or with a TV. I think now's a good time to open the Joy-Cons up. Wow. Matte black. The buttons are so much bigger. Fun fact, I sold my original Nintendo Switch to Haduj of the Pebbles, but I kept two of the Joy-Cons because I read that they should be compatible, especially when it comes to like playing 4 players. So let's compare them. It's actually kind of like a powder blue or a baby blue versus the more neon, striking, bright blue of the original. And personally, as someone who is a little bit more on the minimalistic side, I prefer the blue of the Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch 2. Because this one is definitely kind of like a highlighter red or highlighter orange red. And this one is a muted kind of like peach-like color, which again, I prefer more. It looks a lot more professional. It actually just looks a lot less like a toy. All right, size. I'm gonna use the other camera. I can literally hide the entire Joy-Con, the original Joy-Con from the Switch 1, behind the new Joy-Con. There is a big difference when it comes to the size. Aside from that, the buttons, especially the shoulder buttons, are so much bigger, as well as the joystick and the main buttons. Accessory. These are the new attachments you put on the new Switch 2 Joy-Con. Unlike the first ones, which are primarily black, so they're pretty much interchangeable with one another. It doesn't really matter which one goes on which. These are color-coded. They are hollow. That's because we don't want to block the sensor for the mouse function. Now you don't slide them in, you just simply push them in like that. But it feels pretty stable. I'm pulling it right now, and you can only release the attachment by pressing this button, which I assume is the same button you press when you detach them from the main Switch or from the grip. So this one is much wider and a little bit sleeker in a sense. This one actually looks like a Tic Tac, and it is actually taller. When I put it behind, you can see the Switch 1 Joy-Con peeking out. So I don't really have the original Joy-Con grip from the Switch 1, but I have a replacement. I bought a charging version of it because again, I wanted to use these as alternative controllers or extra controllers for when I have guests over here in the condo. So you slide them in like this. For the new Nintendo Switch 2, once again, you're just gonna, whoa. Oh, the magnets are pretty strong. I'm not even pushing it in. It feels sturdy, no moving parts. It doesn't feel janky or anything. And that sleek, matte black design is just gorgeous. This one feels so good to hold. But I am waiting for the Pro Controller. I always get a Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. So Bianca can use this one. Speaking of Bianca, all right, Switch 1 Joy-Con.
It's cute. It's like, it's fun. Oh, I didn't own the Switch. I had like the Nintendo DS.
Here's the Switch 2 Joy-Con.
Wow, it's so big.
That's big.
Yeah, it's big.
Would you say that it is the sufficient length, girth, and size.
I think for yes, yeah, it would definitely get the job done.
I like this. This is nice. The original Switch power supply was a one-piece thing. So that means that if you mess up your power supply, your dog eats your power supply or messes up your cable, it's done. You gotta buy a new one. But the Nintendo Switch 2 comes with a brick, USB Type-C, and it comes with the cable as well. And another hyped up piece, as well as the last thing in the box. Whoa, from the bottom, guys, can you see that? We got some airflow going on here. This is the new Nintendo Switch 2 dock. And I brought it up upside down. Here we go. This thing screams premium. Yes, we get a plastic build just like the original, but it looks and feels so much more premium. We got rounded edges. Inside, it's glossy, it's shiny. And this, ooh, it doesn't have a hinge. The old one had the hinge that stayed on, but you can just take this one out completely. We have ports for the LAN, the HDMI out, and the AC adapter. So that's 1, 2, 3. On the side, we have 2 USB ports for charging your Joy-Cons, for charging or maybe other peripherals such as like the hyped up webcam and many more coming for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's time to open up the actual brick. It feels good. This is matte, so it's very soft to the touch. We got the game card port, which you can open up. It's not dangling or anything like that. Pull it back, put in the game card, and close it. By the way, the Nintendo Switch 2 is backward compatible with Nintendo Switch games from the first generation. Not just that, but we're also getting upgrades for a lot of the titles that are taking advantage of the new internals of the Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, that's right. 120 FPS, 4K. Imagine Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with that performance. It's gonna be beautiful and it's gonna run so smoothly. I enjoyed my run with the game, but I just might play it again because at the moment, the next Pokemon game coming out is dropping in October. I'm thinking they did that on purpose because they wanted the players who got the Nintendo Switch early to enjoy the upgrades. Or else, if there's a new Pokemon game, they're not gonna even try Scarlet and Violet. Personally, I think that's a good move. And just like the grip, we are color-coded. One of the upgrades people were talking about was the kickstand. Now, the original Nintendo Switch, I had the first version, had a trash kickstand. Legit, it broke after a couple of months of usage. It was like this small, tiny, locked-in hinge here, which was a bit tight. So one time when I pulled it out, I didn't even put in that much force. It snapped. Not just that, but it also had this sort of like rubberized part where you could pull on. That thing just stripped away after 2 or 3 months. I had to use super glue just so that it would stay together. Thankfully, we have a new mechanism here. Ooh, it's a very tough plastic. It's thin, don't get me wrong. It's thin, but it feels sturdy. This feels so premium. Oh, see, I'm holding it like this and I'm not even worried. If this was the Nintendo Switch 1, my heart would be racing. I don't feel that at all here. Now, let's put it on the desk. You shake the table, no problem. Because honestly, the original one, when you shake the table, you'd be afraid that it would just like fall on its back. Ooh, articulation. It's nice that you have that leeway. If you push it up more, you're not gonna be afraid of snapping it off because you have that much bumper space. And I guess it's always nice to have options when it comes to the angles. It's popping the Joy-Cons. And there you have it, guys. The Nintendo Switch 2, the rounded edges, the premium feel, the weight of it. It doesn't feel like you're gonna have fatigue on your wrists. We're gonna switch it on right now. Ooh. Hear that? As someone who graduated as a music major, I'm a stickler when it comes to sound, and the speakers sound good. There's some bass in there. They're quite loud. Now, the ROG Ally X is heavier, thicker. After turning them both on, what's the verdict? Nintendo Switch has a bigger screen. It's taller and wider, confirmed So that is the difference. And there you have it, the brand new Nintendo Switch 2, and it's dropping on June 26 in the Philippines. So if you want to get one, make sure you pre-order from your trusted retailers. And yes, I'm gonna set up the Switch now. This was mainly just an unboxing and just a general first impressions and feels of the console. So guys, I'm gonna set it up right now. I'm gonna spend the whole evening playing so I can give you guys a really good first-hand experience, opinion about the Nintendo Switch 2 when I make a new video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, it's Cholo Tolentino, and I'll see you guys online.